we've talked about a lot about our time at Tech, but again, only one of us is currently still in the team. So, while we're here, we have the interesting opportunity to really hear from somebody in the portal. Because, a lot of y'all see these players get in the portal, but y'all don't really, that's really all y'all know. And that's kind of, I've always wanted to shed light on the things that y'all don't know on this podcast. So, while we have Brandon, I just want you to, describe. And I mean, you could really answer it however you want, but just kind of give some insight to the people on what it is like being in Portal. Because for what they know, all they know is one moment you're on a team, and then it's quiet until you're on another team. So, what is this process like right now?
Before I even get into that, all right, I'm gonna just say this because this is something that I always I see fans talk about it, and it's just I don't know, it's very interesting to me, the dynamic of the whole thing. People get angry with guys and this doesn't apply to my situation, obviously it was nothing but positivity. Mm-hmm. But people get angry with guys for hitting the portal, making that decision, and to an extent, I get it, right? I really do. Obviously, you're a fan of a team, you don't like to see people leave. It is what it is. But what I can't wrap my head around is why for so many fans or casual observers, it turns into a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's never, it's not personal. It's never personal. Mm-hmm. I mean, people in everyday life change, jobs. Change is just a constant in life. Mm-hmm. So I've never gotten how the portal among fans has gotten so tribalistic and personal, and you think it's a shot at the team you're leaving. It's never really that.
It's really, I think it's inconsiderate of the whole dynamic and what's really going on, because
everybody has their own reasons.
Seriously,
and a lot of we touched on it earlier in terms of roster changing, but a lot of fans don't know that a lot of guys in the portal are asked to leave. That's
Seriously.
not I'd say probably. Maybe not half, but it's a large percentage. Probably 30 to 40% of guys in the portal have probably been asked to leave. That's what I would say on that. Mm-hmm. So it's really, everybody has their reason. It's more to it than what always meets the eye.
Yeah.
But in terms of where you asked me about my process,
and like you said, I'm very glad that you spoke on that, just because like you said, man, there's always things going on behind the scenes that y'all don't know about. There's always different situations, different dynamics. So y'all really, and I kind of talked about this on the last podcast episode, but y'all really do gotta kind of be careful, or not even be careful, just be considerate of the situation, because like Brandon said, there's a lot that y'all don't know of why players are in the portal and all that. So just try not to make it personal. But yeah, I just what is the portal like? Because like I said, to them it's just, you're one moment you're on a team, one moment you're not. So kind of what is this, especially with you not actively doing spring ball, spring workouts and all that, kind of what is your life like right now?
It's weird because it's a lot more. It feels a lot more freeing in a sense. That's really the best way to describe it. Mm-hmm. Because I'm still on a similar workout schedule. Really almost kind of identical, except times a day kind of change in terms of working out and whatnot. But as opposed to a year ago when I'm on the team, I'm still working out at some point for hour and a half to 2 hours each day. Mm-hmm. The time commitment for me is not changed, especially because I'm in a unique situation where I'm still on campus for the next 3 months, and I still have to graduate. So wherever I go next, I have to be physically ready. Which obviously most guys in the portal, they are, it's a 2-week window, so that's not really the case. Mm-hmm. But my situation is unique in that aspect, so it's a lot more freeing, because it's technically if I wanted to wake up tomorrow and not do anything, I absolutely could not. No consequences whatsoever. Nobody's gonna make me do anything. Now obviously, for my own sake, I gotta wake up and handle business and do what needs to be done. But it's mm-hmm. It's still a lot more freeing in a way, because you just that you have flexibility, even if you don't take up on that. Basically, it's really weird. I remember before I started training with who I'm training with, I was using the rec center. I remember I walked out one day. It was early in the morning. I was just Like this is like the most like normal as a student I felt since I've been here. Like I just walked out. I just walked out like the campus gym, and I'm gonna go to class. Like that's so like that's weird. Like that didn't even feel normal.
Yeah, seriously.
But I don't know. I'm kind of getting used to the schedule. I think it's a good change up. Like I said, I've got 2 seasons left, so obviously nobody plays football forever. So I think having kind of a change up in what I'm doing for these couple of months is I enjoy it. I think it's gonna go a long way, and yeah, like in the process itself of actually being a portal. Like I said, I'm in a unique situation because of the time in which I'm in a spot where I'm in the portal, but I'm not necessarily gonna be committed to a place till a few months from now. Whereas the majority of guys, their process basically is a 2-week process, and it's fast. But I mean, even with me, it was like the moment I posted I entered the portal and actually went through with the procedural stuff to do so. Like you got coaches immediately like following you on Twitter, hitting you up, getting you on the phone. Like it's basically instant. And from the college football perspective, from a team's perspective, it's like they don't want to miss out on an opportunity for a guy to make their team better. Mm-hmm. So it's like the best way to describe it is it's kind of similar to the high school recruiting process, but except instead of doing that recruiting process over the course of 4 years, you're literally shrinking that down to like a very small amount of time. So for that first week, really, I was on the phone, I mean, at least probably 5 times a day every single day. And it's like
crazy.
Obviously that's like a microcosm of it, because like I said, I'm gonna start taking my visits and stuff in March and whatnot, because it's a dead period right now. But guys that are like in the portal in the winter or the spring, like you usually see it, like they're going through that like times 10.
Seriously,
like it's so fast.
And this is again while y'all are at Christmas, New Year's Eve parties. These players are busy, and they have to be. Like I remember I was talking to one person or one individual on our team. And like you said, it's that whole 4-year recruiting process streamed into 2 weeks.
Like literally.
Because he was literally had it lined up, and like he was going from like school to school, like flight from this school to another school. Yeah. It wasn't like coming home. Like literally.
Even like with my timeline, like when I start taking my visits, it's going to be very similar. Like it's going to be, because you have to be able to make your decision still quickly. So it's gonna be school to school to school, like flight to flight, airport to airport. Like it's literally like almost a never-ending business trip for some of these guys on visits. Yeah. And everybody has their own different approach to being in the portal. Like depends on what you're looking for. Everybody's looking for different things. Like I know what I'm looking for, so I'm kind of doing what needs to be done to get my desired outcome. But it looks different for everybody. Everybody's process is different. I would just say, like, from an outsider's perspective, just know it's not. I don't know. I don't think I could use the word like fun to describe it. Like, obviously, it's exciting, to go to a new place, but at the same time, it's like it's still a major decision. It's not, just it's not easy for guys, and I think, especially if you're an outsider and you don't really like understand what it's like, the best thing you can do is just like be supportive of guys who go through that process, because it's not easy at all.
Seriously, like y'all got to think of how much time and decision was put into like the decision to go to the school initially. Now, I mean, you're going through circumstances where something changed. You feel like you have to it's time to go to a different school, and now you have to make that same decision again after you had like built a connection to a certain school, and you're doing this while looking. And like Brandon said, it's a very rapid process. So, I mean, I definitely think you gave a lot of insight that, a lot of people don't even think about. Like, because I know I've said it twice already, but like, and like, I remember when the portal was first a thing for me, like, I thought it was just as simple as, post it on Twitter, coaches might DM you and stuff, and then, you're at the school. But like, once it really became a thing and I really started asking more people, it's crazy how like that process is not simple at all. Like even just like the compliance things, like from going from one school to another, like that takes a lot of stuff. And like and we talked about it earlier. I know you're in a situation where you're graduating, but like, had you not been graduating this semester, like that would have added a whole extra dynamic.
Yeah.
So to your point, just be supportive of the people who are in the portal because it definitely is a complex situation. But Brandon's not the only one with opportunity to give exclusive insight. We got my boy Purge. Like I said, he's the only one still currently on the team. So with giving as much information as you want, what are the thoughts for the upcoming season of Georgia Tech, man?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. Right now obviously we're in winter workouts, which is just kind of that grimy, the not pretty part of college football when you're just kind of in the weight room every day on the field, lifting, running, all that stuff. I do think that definitely like the last kind of couple games of the year kind of left a sour taste in our mouth, and you can even see from some of like the lift styles we do and stuff, kind of like especially going back to that like UGA game and how we lost in the 8 overtimes, which was obviously really tough. Just kind of an emphasis on finishing and everything we do, and just definitely like all the coaches kind of definitely came together and said, and players too, and we're like, hey, we need to definitely focus on that aspect. So like, as y'all know, like we'll end with abs typically most days. So AJ, our head strength coach, who's phenomenal.
Yeah,
in my opinion, does a good job.
And a good person.
Yeah,
too.
great guy too. He's definitely been more, on us about the core and just finishing and not, taking any reps for granted and stuff like that. So right now, just kind of to give y'all like what a week would be like. So Mondays we start on the field and then get a lift in.